Okay, so the first step is to take these 3 screws off of the housing. This is for the air duct. There we go, and the next step is to take off these 2. They're 25 or 30 Torx on either side of the grill. Now that those are off, you got to get this clip out. There's a clip right in the middle, you see it, and you can pull it out, and then you can pull this out so that you can take your grill off. Okay, I got the clip popped off, and this thing is like a fork, so all you have to do is stick a screwdriver in the middle of the fork like so, and kind of twist it apart, and you'll see the pieces coming off, and you'll be able to take this whole thing out. So here we go. I've got the clips out, I've got the fork done, and this tape pulls right out. And I like to keep like a box of styrofoam with all the different steps, because this is a project that takes more than a couple of bolts and nuts, so you don't want to lose anything. And now that this is off, you can pull this grill off. Now how you do this is, there's a clip here, there's a clip here, and there's a clip here, so you're going to want to pull it up. And you pull it up, and be careful of these clips because they're plastic. And you don't want to break it, because then your grill will never be the same. There's 2, and the middle one, you push it with your finger and the grill comes right off. Okay, not so hard. There are clips on the bottom too, and as you can see, I broke one. Not so bad. The next thing that's got to come off is these for the 25 of 30 Torx. Now that those are off, you got to come over to the fender well. There's more Torx. Come over to the fender well. Now inside here is 3 Torx. There's one at the bottom here, there's one in the middle, there's one kind of at the top, and then there's one all the way at the top, and that's for both sides. So there's 4 on both sides, and you gotta grab those out of there. Okay, now that we've got those things out, if you've got fog lights, you got to take them out. If you don't have fog lights, it doesn't matter. But the first thing is to take these grills off of your fog lights. Underneath you'll be able to see 3 screws. So let's get on that. There we go. These things just pop out. You just grab it and you pull it, and it pops right out. Got the fog lights, as you can see. There are Phillips screws holding this thing in, so let's pull those out. The next thing is you just have to unplug the bulb for the turn signal. Okay, now that these are unscrewed, you just pull them out, you push that button, and it takes the clip out, and you set them aside. Now, there's one more screw on the very bottom of the bumper. In the middle there's a big flathead screw. You got to take that out before we can take this bumper cover off, and we're almost ready to get into the service position. You've got the fog lights out, you got to take the bulbs out of these indicator. You just reach underneath here and you don't twist it, you just kind of jiggle it out, it'll come out. And then now you're ready to pop the sides off and take your whole bumper cover off. Now that we've got the bulbs out of here, I just realized that there is a Torx screw. You don't take the Torx screw off at the top here to get this out. There's one that's going vertical right there. I wonder if you can see that. There it goes. So it's the 3 on the bottom going flat, and then there's this one vertical one, and you just take that out. So normal torque's 25. Well, now that I've taken the right screws out of the side, this is how you take the bumper off. You just grab it, you pull it a little bit. Don't mess it up. If it's a nice car, don't mess up your paint job by dropping it on the ground. It kind of helps to have 2 people, but you really don't need it. And it just slides right out. And if you did everything right, this will come right off. And now you're almost ready for the service position. Now put this aside with your other pile of stuff. Now nothing about this is difficult. It's just it takes a few steps. So anybody who can change anything on a car can do this if they have some patience. So let's go to the next. Okay, next step is there's 5 more torques. If you don't have a torque set, get one because you won't be able to do this on this bumper brace. Here's 1, 2, 3, and then 4 and 5. On the sides, 4 and 5. Hooks are out. This just pulls right off, and this is what your car should look like, almost naked. So now the next thing you have to do is 2 17mm bolts holding the bumper itself on. You got to take those out. The very next step is what we need to do to put the car into service position. Did I say 17? They're 18s. And they're a little bit snug, but it's not impossible. And once those are off, the bumper will come right off. Here we go. Now you're naked. And all this, with recording the video, took me about 45 minutes total. So it's not a terribly hard job to do. It just takes a little bit of time, a little bit of patience, and you'll get through it pretty easy. Okay, this is the step that puts you in the service position. First things first, on these Passats, there's a ambient air temperature sensor here. You just push on these little clips and it'll pop right out. And then these cooler lines, you gotta move them so that you don't break them. And they're on a clip here and on a clip here, and you can just move those down out of the way. There's a bolt, and that should just come away from the car. Okay, so the next thing you're gonna want to do is there's 4 bolts over here. They're all torques again. 1, 2, 3, and these are the clips that slide out, and this is number 4 on the top. So you take those bolts out and the whole front end is going to slide out. Be careful not to gouge anything or pull any hoses out or anything like that. If you want to take the whole front end off, there's a couple little connections you need to take off and it'll be done. I've taken the clips out, and I've pulled, you can see the front end away from the car. It's about 6 inches, and when you do this, you have access now to get to all the pulleys. The fan, the alternator, which is all the way on the bottom here, and if you want more room, all you have to do is take off these couple connections and you can take the whole front end off of the car. But for my sake, I'm not going to do that. This is how you put your car into service position. I was going to show you how to do the alternator, but it's fairly simple. There's 2 bolts, and then they're kind of a pain to get out. So you just spray it down with some PB Blaster and get a little pry bar, get a tiny little hammer, you can tap it out, and that'll be it. This is the tensioner. It's the same as normal. So I hope I helped everybody out a lot. I know that this is a topic that people are looking to do. You can definitely do it yourself, and letting Volkswagen dealer or a mechanic charge you $400 or $500 to do this you can definitely do it yourself. It takes about 1 hour. Just so you guys can see, this is with the alternator gone. There was 2 bolts, 1 bolt here, 1 bolt at the bottom, and then there's 1 bolt that holds this line on. It's a little 10 millimeter, and you got to take that off because you're going to have to push this down to get the alternator out. It came out a little bit hard. I tapped it with a hammer, and you take the clip out of the back, you take the negative cable out of the back, and you can pull it out. It's not too easy, but it's definitely doable. And to put the car back together, you just do exactly the opposite of what you did to take it apart. Thanks a lot.